In 2 hours, voters are casting their primary ballots. We're covering big races. Team coverage on News 8 starts now. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ann Nyberg.
I'm Darren Kramer, sitting in tonight for Keith Kuntz. There are 44 primary races taking shape across our state. Highlighted by the race for governor of both major political parties and the Republican battle for the U.S. Senate nomination. Voters have been casting their ballots since 6 a.m., and they have until 8 o'clock this evening. These pictures are from New Haven's Wilbur-Cross High School, where voters were choosing their candidates earlier in the day. Our team coverage begins with News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis live in Cromwell tonight to help us break down some of these primary races. Mark?
Hi, Darren and Ann. Good evening, everyone, from Cromwell tonight, where Linda McMahon is hoping to have a big celebration here in that three-way Republican primary for the U.S. Senate. According to the Secretary of the State, turnout so far today has been around 20%, which is pretty good. She's predicting about 30%. Most of the campaigns are hoping for at least 20 to 25%. Now, to use the old sports analogy, this is really the final game of the qualifying playoffs for the final.
There are over 3.5 million people in Connecticut, but only about 2 million are registered voters. And only about half of them are eligible to vote today because only about 1 million people are affiliated with one of the major political parties. About 750,000 are Democrats. So if only 20 to 25% turn out, that close contest between Ned Lamont and Dan Malloy will be decided by about 200,000 people. Only about 400,000 registered voters are Republicans. That means the big contest for the gubernatorial nomination between Tom Foley, Mike Fedele and Oz Griebel, and the race for the Senate nomination between Linda McMahon, Rob Simmons, and Peter Schiff will be decided by about 100,000 people. And the poor people who do participate end up being clobbered and pestered at home.
I'm glad the primary's over. My mom's 88 years old. We're getting calls every night, and usually the automated calls, and most of them are from the Lamont camp.
Nasty name-calling, smearing, and it's a normal turnoff. I wish that there was more focus on the issues.
I have been inundated with, too much literature. I don't like the negative aspect of it.
The only candidate who got good reviews for his automated telephone calling today was Republican Peter Schiff.
He called up and all he said was what he was going to do for us. I had so many other recordings putting down the opponent, and there was too much of that going on.
But you also have to remember that Peter Schiff was the guy who ran the television commercial attacking Linda McMahon and showing her from a WWE event perpetually kicking a guy in the groin. In any event, when you stop to think about the numbers and the percentage of people who participate in these primaries, it's really about less than 10% of the total population makes the final decision today on who we'll all get to vote for in November. Live in Cromwell, Mark Davis, News 8.